Hello there. My name is Billy Hicks, and I teach at Motlow College, and that's in Tennessee. And I spoke to Amy the other day, and she wanted to know if I would take just a few moments to share some of the things that I do and some of the outreach that I conduct, particularly in the area of STEM. And I do space-related STEM activities. And so I hope that you'll bear with me for the next few moments, and I'll kind of give you an overview of some of the things that I do. To start with, I'd like to take a moment to talk about how I got started in this, because of the fact that a lot of people want to do outreach, a lot of people want to do STEM activities or PD or professional development with teachers, but I've got to tell you that the aspect that I have found to be most difficult is getting started. And I will tell you that when I started, you better had a second job that gave you an income, because of the fact that I just started volunteering around schools that are within the service area of my college. And I have to admit, I hate to give away my age, but I conducted my very first professional development program with teachers back in 1986. Now, my background was originally in computer science, and then today I help manage the education program at Motlow College, and I've been doing that for about 10 years. And so I've been producing classroom teachers for about a decade now, and I would volunteer for free to come into schools, work with teachers, maybe even work with their students. And I hate to tell you, but I probably conducted free programs for about 10 years. And it took that to be able to make it to that next step. Not necessarily that I was worried about being paid, but being able to do what I wanted to do. Because initially I did what someone else wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was to take science, tie it to our space program, make sure that was all tied to the standards of our state, or now to the Common Core, and be able to conduct activities with teachers and students, and be able to maybe excite them a little bit. I'm going to tell you a few of the activities that I do. The first one I'm going to talk about, and you'll see a photo of it here, is the portable planetarium. And I'm going to tell you that has been a hit. Initially, I started out with a planetarium that was owned by the Air Force. The Air Force last year watched some of my STEM camps, and they wanted some help, and I wrote for them a lot of free curriculum, but it wasn't completely free, because I asked them what they had that we could swap out with, and come to find out they had a planetarium, a portable planetarium. And so I used theirs for a while, but I was very fortunate that during the Christmas holidays, some donors came and they followed my work as it was posted in the newspaper and such, and they realized the outreach that I was doing, and they actually gave me the money for the planetarium that you see here in some photos. This school year alone, I've worked it out with my college so that almost every Friday and about every other Thursday, I'm on the road. And this year I have conducted, as of right now, as of this past week, 27 school programs just using the planetarium. I also do STEM camps for kids and teachers. When I do STEM camps for teachers, it's for the State Department of Education in Tennessee. The STEM camps that I do for kids, I usually write grants. We have to get funding because I want to reach those kids that would not otherwise have the opportunity to participate in something like this. And so I charge nothing for my STEM camps. They're 3 days long. Hands-on, it's still tied to the standards. In the middle of the 3 days, the second of the 3 days, I'm very close to Huntsville, Alabama. And so I take all the kids on a trip to the Space and Rocket Center at Huntsville, Alabama. Another activity that I do that maybe will give you a place to plant a seed to be able to start. Every fall I do something called Celebrate Science. They're Celebrate Science Nights. And right now you're looking at some photos of some of the activities. Probably my greatest success is in a school system called Lincoln County. I started out by going to communities where I did STEM camps, and in the fall I tried to do it in October so that we could kind of tie it to the movie October Skies, but I have to admit they've got to be so numerous we can't work them all in October anymore. But the one in Lincoln County, we had over 500 people in attendance this past year. Another activity that I do, I'm a pretty serious amateur astronomer, and I conduct star parties. Now, I've been doing star parties for about 10 or 15 years. I started out with a small telescope. I throw it in the trunk of the car. And I started out by going to a local hands-on science center and just trying to drum up some support. When I did my first star party at a little science center in a community called Tullahoma, Tennessee, we had about 10 people in attendance. Now, I don't do them quarterly like I used to. I always do the October Sky Star Party. And teachers from far and wide bring their students, and we often have about 400 to 500 people in attendance. If you ever want to do a program like that, what you need to have some sort of focusing program to start with, and so we do it all outside, but I set up a projector and a computer, and we'll talk about some of the fall constellations or some of the activities that are going on in the space program. And then we turn out all the lights. I use a laser pointer to point out the constellations for the fall. And then I've got a large telescope now, and then people will take a gander at whatever is in the night sky. I do these at school systems as well. Bedford County, which is another county here in southern Middle Tennessee, high poverty, high minority. I go and conduct a star party at every school in that system during the course of a school year. I only have one requirement: teachers have to attend. And that's a suggestion that I'm going to give you if you're setting up your own programs. Teachers must attend your programs. That means it's got to be a lot of pressure on you. It's got to be worthy of them attending, but they can take what you have done and build upon it. I also do, as of the last 10 years or so, do TV shows for the State Department of Education. And so that's another avenue that I have used to be able to get into schools. And along with all of those activities, I also teach future teachers and future science teachers in our community here at Motlow College. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight to some of the activities that I've done, and also the approach that I use to try to accomplish some of those tasks. I believe very strongly in the mission of the Space Foundation. It is so vital to our nation to be able to develop a future STEM generation. And the outreach that the Space Foundation does in education and also industry is vital to all that we do. I am very honored to speak to you today, and more so, I am very honored to be a member of the Space Foundation, which I proudly wear my pin. I only wish that I was with you there in beautiful Colorado. I hope all of you have a great experience, and I look forward to meeting many of you in the future.